You know what? I want to talk Travis Hunter playing both ways, but I also kind of want to do it in the video. So, but what do you think of this trade going up? Is Travis in your mind one of those guys you should go up and get, Slay?
I mean, depending on what you need, I see as a fact that in the Jacksonville Jaguars, I can see that happening because the fact that they do need a corner and they do need someone to help alongside, the receiver they drafted last year in first round. So,
you think though? What do you think about playing both ways in the NFL?
It could be tough. You know what I'm saying? He said that his body can do it, and he's training his body to do it. So I just say if he do it, he got to be locked in a little bit.
Is it physical? Is it mental? Like what about? Because what I hear about you guys have to put in compared to college is crazy.
Way much
installs more. And plays.
Way much more. It's just the process. That means for him, he got to be in 2 meetings. And, there's no splitting thing, half and half.
Right.
It's hard to do half and half. Like, I played the offensive side of the ball probably like 2 reps. And, I came in there for that little rep they told me, and that was it. Now, he got to learn the whole playbook.
The whole playbook.
You know what I'm saying? Dan don't do it on the other side, do the same thing for defense. So, that's going to be the task, if he could be mentally challenged and mentally ready to have that kind of going on, because it can be difficult.
Very interesting. So they go out there, they'd signed your guy Jordan Lewis in the offseason to do one cornerback spot. You bring up very astutely. They also signed Dyami Brown. So now it's Dyami Brown, Brian Thomas, and Travis Hunter. The thought of going both ways.
I just think is utterly impossible in the league. You know what I mean? Like, it's just hard for you to say you're going to line up against Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, even for the fake go routes, and then even for the ones you actually have to guard them. And these not guys that you like, oh, I'm going to just pass this on. Slay, no, you're staying on them every step of the way. You just can't give up that breath and then say, I'm going to go play a full series on offense. And who knows, it could be 2-minute, it could be 4-minute situation. You know what I mean? I just don't see that as possible. And then I think for the Jags, Travis Hunter has to turn out. He has to. This is a team that hasn't been an elite team, utterly barely making playoffs.
Yeah, went to the playoffs a few years ago where they lost that heartbreaker, the Chargers.
They just have, he has to be the guy because, to trade up, you give your next year's first, you give up some draft capital this year, and you don't say, well, we don't know, where's he going to play? You know what I mean? Because you're not drafting a complete lockdown corner, and you're not drafting a complete developed receiver as some of the other guys in this draft. So you got to say, well, we have to really coach this guy. And we have to develop him while he's with us in camp and all that. So, I think this is elite talent. Yeah. This is the pick. But where are you going to play him and where are you going to develop him at so he can be worth this pick and next year's pick?
It is official. The pick is in. The Jacksonville Jaguars have selected the Heisman Trophy winner and the dual threat demon that is Travis Hunter is the official pick. Wow. It is a new era of Jacksonville Jaguars football. A new GM in James Gladstone, who's like 35 years old. Liam Cohen is the coach, and this is the new face for that regime. 2-time All-American Heisman Trophy winner, won the Bednarik, the Biletnikoff, the Lott, and the Paul Hornung. He had 96 catches. He had 4 interceptions. And Travis Hunter is now the pick. Renner, what do you think about moving up and grabbing him guy for the Jets?
It's new GM James Gladstone. He came over from the Los Angeles Rams, right? Their whole route to a Super Bowl was stars and scrubs, right? This is a star. This is what you move up for to get a force multiplier type of guy. He has, for my money, I've been doing this a decade, the best ball skills of any guy I've scouted. The way he attacks the football in the air is truly special. He's got long arms. He's got incredible body control. Just his ability to make plays all over the football field. And the thing is, when you watch his tape, you just have to keep in mind that he's on snap 96 this game, right? He has not had a break. So you have to couch every play that, if he got to actually focus on one position or focus or be, not winded for every rep, what's it going to look like? Because it was already special. He already won the Biletnikoff and the Bednarik for best wide receiver and best DB in college football. So I think wide receivers where I'm playing them, 1, because they get paid a lot more money than cornerbacks, unfortunately. And 2, because if you got a guy with that kind of ball skills, I'd rather have him seeing 150 targets a year than 75 targets a year playing corner.
Who do you comp someone like this?
I comped him to Derek Stingley. because Stingley's got incredible ball skills for a corner. Stingley actually moonlighted at LSU in the spring at wide receiver, wanted to play. They never ended up letting him play there on the offense side of the ball. But that's the kind of like frame that you're talking about, this long, rangy, but can attack the football in the air like a monster. My thought is offense and then maybe like red zone. He comes in red zone because you're not running as far there. He can come into those packages if you're going to go both ways, or vice versa. Defense on offense come in the red zone. But honestly, I'm not putting a lot past this guy with what he did at the collegiate level being so unprecedented. That's why you go up and get him number 2.
And I'm imagining the grade is high.
This is an A for me. I mean, even though it's costing a lot for the Jacksonville Jaguars, this is now Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence. You haven't made the playoffs in 3 years, right? You're going to make a lot of playoffs with that trio.
Slay, when you watched him, let's talk mainly as a DB.
Yeah.
What did you think from him as a DB?
Like I said, he got elite ball skills, and you can see that from the film. He's basically playing the offensive side of the ball. He great footwork, as he continue to keep working to go get better. I feel as if he do dial in on one position, especially whatever position that is.
Yeah, what do you think it is? What would you tell him to play?
I mean, if you're a money guy, be receiver.
Yeah.
But if you want to.
Well, when you watched him as a wide receiver and you thought about covering him, and then you watched him as a corner and you thought about mentoring him, which one did you think had more potential?
Corner for sure.
Corner has more potential.
Yeah, yes, because it just, corners just don't follow trees. Corners are very unique, and he's got a great gift as in being able to have great ball skills. That's why a lot of corners play corner. We play receiver in high school, but then you transition to college, you can't catch that good. And what's the biggest transition that people don't understand what's hard from college to the league is to stripe around the ball. You can't track it. And
oh, really?
Yeah, it's hard to track that ball without the stripe. And in the NFL, it's just a ball. And so with him having the ball skill he has, I think that would be a great transition for the DB, and I think he'd be doing a lot better at DB.
What do we think, Micah?
Hey, like I said, for the elite talent and the player that he is, it's a great pick. Understanding where he's going to play, and he has to be a guy, that's where the question is, did the man nothing's ever been done before? I think that's why we like history.
Yeah.
This is something that's never been done before. If he does it, amen. You know what I mean?
But it sounds like you're a little wary.
I am. Because, I just think at these picks, these top 3 picks, people like to gamble on history. Like, oh, we found the one unicorn. Right. This is the one. But at these picks, I like them for sure. I know this guy's going to play this position. I know has these attributes, and, obviously he has this great ball skills. But, the question is is he that premier DB or is he that premier receiver?
Right.
And that's where we all don't know, because like Renner said, he might be doing this play at 96. Where's it going to look like?
What you guys said was so true, though. Could you imagine end of the game he's playing defense and the team just goes, hey, throw his guy on a go to tire him out for the next position?
That's the worst.
I've also heard someone say to me recently, what if he played wide receiver and like a free safety to use those ball skills to like another, let him just hawk out there instead of playing man-to-man covering guys the entire time. But Renner, it's congratulations to you. Way to call that.
That was cool. James Gladstone, though, GM. 34 years old. He is younger than I am. And this guy making a play like that, I respect it. And if you're a Jags fan, this is fun. You have been a laughingstock. And, for as much as Cincinnati didn't make the playoffs last year and then when you have T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow, it's fun to be a Cincinnati Bengals fan.
It's fun.
So right now, it's fun to be a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I don't know if it's going to be a Super Bowl, but it's going to be fun.
He going to bring some people in the stands for sure. A lot of kids. A lot of everybody going to be there.
Yes.
It is just crazy to look at that team. All right.